Greetings, fellow stalwarts and pilgrims of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens. Episode 16, Brownouts and Hunger. Axios. No, come on. What are you doing? And Perogadog are bringing haulers in to try to keep that person alive. There is some more medicine out there to be grabbed. Quite a few corpses. But what are you eating in front of her? Like, why? What are you doing? Okay. They have 3 hours. The room is getting heated so that hypothermia won't be an immediate concern. And the other issue is that we don't really have a place to physically put them. So the idea that I had here is to put them in this room because this room is typically heated. The current priority is convert the prisoner. Are they unwaveringly loyal? I didn't check. They aren't. So, they would be a stalwart. Although they do have mining. So construction is surprisingly a stalwart trait, because the pilgrims have relaxed labor, which slows down construction speed, meaning that the stalwarts are just naturally better at constructing. As a result of that change, because construction is not considered a truest dumb labor, but they do have mining. They have art, which is way more stalwart as well. So I am going to make the steward's decision that Triss here becomes a stalwart, which I just realized is still keeping it within the gender lines. Didn't mean for that to be the case, so we'll see if they survive. There is the case that they don't. They are bleeding profusely still. And Zeusin is trying to keep them from exsanguinating. But yeah, that was a bit of a defense. It wasn't enough enemies that I thought the trap tunnels would be necessary. So I think we have like 2 more serious bleeds and then we're good. But I'm very glad I moved the heaters in there because it would have been way harder to keep them from dying otherwise. They have no immediate dangers now. Alright, fish pick. I need that bed. Axios works in the heaters. Progadog work on the heater. Where? Oh my goodness. I may have made a mistake here. They're only shivering. Okay. I didn't realize that I had unrestricted them. So what I'm going to do is Progadog and 17. Actually, you know what? As much as I'd like the stuff, because I was thinking of caravanning them, I think that they need a run to warm without delays. Now, fortunately, Triss is so bloodlost, they're not going to, like, get up under their own accord for a bit, allowing me to just drop them. Yeah, I was right to just, like, sprint back. We're 12 points away from serious hypothermia. Now, this biocode revolver, I'm going to put here. So, clear all, allow biocoded weapons, and revolver. And this is the only biocode revolver at 100%. So that, it's biocoded, but if she does join us, she can get her weapon back. And you are going to convert target ideologen to stalwart. Yep, we are 5 points away from serious hypothermia. I was absolutely right to stop what I was doing and just sprint to heat. So my initial thoughts about not going for the raid sites was correct, which I feel a little vindicated. It's kind of nice. Can trees grow in this cold? No. So they're all set up to warm, and Axios will be set up to the Axios zone. So you can start doing corpse stuff. And everyone's set to any meals now. Yes, prisoner set to right food. You've got, like, Aya Horus makeup. Very interesting. But only when you're set to tough. Huh. Odd. Alright, there's 2 more corpses there. That's about it, as far as burning goes. Pretty soon, I'm gonna have to flip-flop back to crops. We're relying on our 67 package survival meals for now, but that's not gonna last forever. And the 3rd of December, it is time for another council session. So here we go. Voting is in session, and here is the 11th proposal. Stalwarts require a hospital to be built or retrofitted from another room, like the research room that we have here. Pilgrims enshrine the belief that simple labor is to be revered. There is no compromises. You can also abstain from voting or defer to me. You've got about 40 seconds left to vote. Very curious as to how that shakes down. And thank you so very much for voting. I really like the community engagement that I'm trying to foster here. Looks like stalwarts are coming out in droves in the polls. So I'm going to call this one early. I don't think we need to wait the full time. As a result of the voting, the stalwarts are going to enshrine the need for hospitals. So hospitals, as a net result of the vote, will be required. So here we go. Here is the results. Stalwarts now have a required hospital. And the plan, at least for now, is to set up beds within the research room, which is going to have to double as a makeshift hospital. Which means that Fishpick needs to go back to deep drilling for slate so that we can set up slate beds. The other thing I meant to change is the pilgrims, as a result, are no longer encouraged. They've lost 2 in a row. So they're back to normal. But the stalwarts are still subdued. They're still behind, and they know it. So there's no longer a mood benefit for the pilgrims, but the stalwarts remain the same. Let's see some deep drilling out of you. Oh, and here's our wardening. So resistance is actually not that high. I suppose that makes sense, you know? Like being offered a spot to live in the most technologically advanced city known, or at least one of them, would be probably a pretty attractive offer, I think. Axios is going to fetch the other bodies and stack them up. There is not too much else to burn. There's this body down here, I guess. I'll let Axios grab that one. There's also this body, and then these 2 that are older. I don't want them venturing too far from warmth, though, because it runs the risk of Axios not making it back. We're not growing food? No, we're not right now. Our power is finite, and we're delegating it elsewhere to try to do some ground scanning. We are about 1/3 of the way to guaranteed find, but I'm hoping to beat the averages and find one sooner than that. Once our package of remnants gets down to about 40, I'll switch. Maybe like 30. I'll switch power allocation back from deep drilling and ground pen scanning to growing. Alright, Triss is no longer capable of walking. That's good. That's certainly a start. and dropped certainty about 3%. Yeah, Fishpick and Zeusin are rivals. That is a result of the insult spree, which the insulted will eventually fade. He had a mental break and went for a bit of an insult spree. I think all the corpses... Oh, no, there's this one, too. These two might be close enough. I'll try it. I'll just have to keep a close eye on Axios. And we're still working towards the... Oh, we're getting limestone. I guess it's going to be limestone beds rather than slate beds. For the hospital. And I'll send Zeusin over here to construct it. She's actually tied with Fishpick, but she's got more of a passion. I'm curious if we are going to get the... This is a hospital, technically speaking, so... We'll see if that actually provides the benefit that we're looking for. The fire didn't actually spread to anything flammable. That's funny. Our axe is getting hypothermia. That doesn't surprise me at all. Set it up for the warm zone. Certainty is dropping about 3% per talk. Zeusin is not particularly good at wordcraft, unlike her dead compatriot. So she's going to struggle a little bit to add members to the stalwarts, but she is always going to try. Axios has ditched his hypothermia, so he's back to corpse hauling to try to keep the core warm. And we're getting a little bit more limestone for the second hospital bed. We're a third of the way through the winter. It's a start. These guys have been dead for, what, 12 days? Hypothermia took them. I didn't even kill them. Rhadamant really doesn't have much work to do, and we're down to 48 meals. So maybe in a day or two, we're going to have to cycle back from drilling to farming, or try to balance the power so that we can kind of do both. Keeping the grow lights off for some days. Maybe possibly doubling the grow time, but at least, you know, getting some food income. Alright, Axio is going for the last corpse that is, close by. The other thing I could consider is setting the close zone to allow for a little bit of local hauling. It's very, very cold, though, so I'm going to have to keep a close eye on anyone that is going out there to do chunk hauling, because it's pretty frigid. Whoa, Axios, that is not really a smart idea, dude. I guess you're warm briefly, but, like, I would have advised you not to have done that. Alright, how about you go bed rest? You're also, like, the only capable doctor, so it'd be great if you didn't injure yourself in such a way. Yeah, I guess technically this is bed rest, but I think as much as we have a hospital, I have to forbid access to it, because it's just not warm enough. So who is our second, Fishpick is the second best doctor, so I'm going to set him up to 3 and do some tending. I can also preach health, which, in the case of how many burns he has, might not be a bad idea. So you got badly burned. Way worse than I had anticipated. Zeusin has tattered apparel. It is another toque. In terms of clothing, let's take a quick look. Bearskin cap's going to be replaced relatively soon, as will the parka and the pants. Of course, we can wear tattered stuff. We'll just be a little upset, but my guess is it's going to be necessary to wear the tattered stuff pretty soon, because our clothing is in massive disrepair. We're almost into the 30 meal range that I said was going to be the threshold for turning the benches back on. So I think tomorrow morning I'm going to start farming again. Disease infection. Okay, well, the thing is, he's already preached health. And in this case, because I really can't go without him, I am going to try to use industrial meds to accelerate. The light level here could be better, so I'm going to move the lamp there. 91%. Oh, that's very high given the Fishpick's skill. So that's nice. The other problem is I was gonna have Axios farm, but what I'll do is I will have Perogadog and Fishpick do the sewing. It's gonna take them a while, so I'm not gonna bother turning on the grow light until they're done sewing the whole thing, and then turn on the grow light once that's done. I've also set everything to cotton, but what I'm gonna do, or rice, but I'm gonna set the cotton to the back 3. Or the west 3. Alright, you two. Time to get working. And I'm going to turn off the deep drill, because we're going to need the power elsewhere. So I'm still in grid excess with the grow light off, which is good to know. And that rescue expired. I don't think it really mattered in terms of mood. And this is not where Axios is going to stay. I just wanted to get the second bed up. Oh, excellent bed. As was passed historically, stalwarts or pilgrims rather, are given preferential bedding. So because this is an excellent bed, it goes to Fishpick. And for now, we can use this double bed as a hospital bed. Alright, we are 45 guaranteed find. That was way worse of attending, but it's all chance. And infection recovery is looking fine. Our prisoner is almost fully healed, and the minor pain will go away, and as a result, be a little bit easier to convert them, I think. Now that everything is sown, it is just after the grow hour, but I'm going to turn the lamp on for tomorrow. Got a rough life these guys lead, for sure. Alright, conversion certainly went down another 3 points. So it seems to be 3 pretty consistently. Now there's an opportunity to possibly chat between Triss and Zeusin, which might result in a better rapport between the two, allowing for even better conversion outcomes. So I'm hopeful that housing Triss within the ground pen scanner yields some benefits like that. Ooh, it is cold. Negative 83. You thought miserable prisoners were easier to convert to your ideology? So the way it works is if they are miserable, they have a chance to lose 50% of their certainty. And if they're less than 50%, they have a chance to switch to a different ideology. The problem is if they're sitting at about 50%, it could be a real net negative, because what they could do is they could, once they dip below 50%, instead of converting to your ideology, they will convert to a random one. So it's leaving it to chance. So you can try to make them miserable, but it's really not always the best tactic. Alright, these guys have some serious weapons. And it looks, just from glancing quickly, that they're very well insulated as well. Got it. I'm going to set my guys up to warm zone. I can also include warm zone, here, because this room is warm enough not to cause hypothermia. And I think I am planning on flip-flopping doors as a primary method of defense, so that we can not have to do a lot of the shooting. Is this a trap situation? Maybe. But because it is winter, during the summers, I don't think that ambient temperature is going to be all that effective against attackers, but during the winter, ambient temperature can be weaponized. So this still might be one of those situations where ambient temperature is used, weaponized, just because of how frighteningly cold it is. Because even though a lot of them are well insulated, they're still, as you can see, hypothermia is ticking up for all but, like, one attacker. And we have a huge defensive advantage in the bunker setup we have here. What I'm going to do is, because they're stacked up against us now, I am going to have Zeusin open valid path up here, close the valid path here, and then flip-flop it over here as well, sending them into a bit of a frenzy, not so they don't know which way to go. Seems to work pretty well. Ow. Luckily, Axios developed immunity. Zeusin, you go open up... Actually, you know what? We can valid path the doorway here. That'd be fine. And Fishpick, go close this rear door. Even our pillbox doors can be used to valid path open. Oh, right. I forgot that this is an open corridor. Go to capture one? I'll take a look if there's the right candidate. The thing is, we're very food scarce at the moment. We aren't growing food, and I don't really have the power to, so having another mouth to feed, if we can help it'd be preferable not to have even more people to feed. So, like, this individual person is a misandrist and capable of dumb labor. Really not a good candidate. Pyromaniac, optimist, trigger happy, but we don't really need a pyromaniac setting fire to our base. TLDR, I didn't really see anyone that is worth adding. You got a pump full of lead. Well, that could have gone worse, given that they had very good weapons, but defenders have quite the advantage with this mod, all these settings. And I think I'm going to flick off the ground scanner. I'm also going to flick off... I think what I'll do is I'll min-max lighting. It's not a lot of wattage, but I need to, like, eke out as much power as I can. Just because we're so much in a power deficit. Turning off everything that isn't necessary to have on. So Axios, you go to warm zone, everyone else to close. And what I'm hoping to have happen is he will have more corpses to help to add to the colony heat. No, that's not what he chose to do. I can also, while the ground scanner is off, set the research bench up to research that doesn't require the high-tech research bench. Am I all out of tea? Well, that helped fish pick a little bit, but not much. I think Axios is going to need to clean up the corpses because they're weighing heavy on our people. I'm going to take some of the slate and turn it into deadfall traps to replace what got used. We have 1, 2, 3 replacing. And it's warm enough in here that we can make it in here and not, you know, die. Now we're down to 21 meals and plummeting. But rice is almost 60% grown. We're almost through yet another horrible winter. Loss of a leader and all. So the only corpses? 5? Yeah, okay. Only corpses. Blood didn't throw it himself. There was a bit of a risk there. And now we have some spike traps to put back into the... So we're having a bit of a brownout. Let's turn off the grow lamp. Prisoner is down to 50% certainty, so we've made some progress there. Axios is repairing the corpse furnace walls. Do we still have meals out here? Yeah, we do. And if someone was fully insulated, we could make runs for it. The most insulated person, or rather, I would send Axios out. Because Axios is a jogger. So that might make sense for him to do, to bring his heat all the way up and have him caravan run. Maybe midday tomorrow. Around 2 p.m. when it's warmest. Might be a good time to attempt something like that. Most runs fastest is probably going to be best, the most insulated. But what it can do is have Paragadog switch parkas with Axios. Because Axios, Paragadog had a better parka. Axios now has insulation out of 44. And I think if I did... What is this toque? 9.9. Okay, so the bearskin cap is even better than the toque. So he's as insulated as can be, and the fastest runner. So midday tomorrow, I can have him try to go to the siege sites to scavenge for some food. I think that's a wise idea. I don't think it will be too unsafe, as long as I'm micromanaging it myself. Oh no. Heater blowout. Not what I want. I can also try to make a table for the prisoner, which wouldn't be a entirely bad idea, so that we can mitigate the 8 without a table penalty with some of the slate that we're cutting. Slate being a renewable resource is not something I have to like ration out all that carefully. I have an extra table? I do not. Well, it's midday, but it's still super cold. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Don't do that. I think what I want to do is have Axios do the rice harvest, because I definitely don't want Progodog doing it, as he's not capable. So as much as I'd like to do the food run right now, let's do the harvest. I'm also going to turn off the grow lamp, because the rice is grown enough that I'm going to harvest it, and then I'll turn the grow lamp back on once we resow. Ooh, an excellent table. That's nice. Fish pick. A little more ambrosia, a little more beer. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 2nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow members of the Ark.